sometimes I play some League of Legends. All right, good morning. How are
Good
you this morning?
good morning. I'm all right. How are you?
At the I just went to lunch this morning, and then the chef just took a long time, so it took like half an hour before
Oh no,
it came out. So that kind of kept you waiting because of that.
that's okay. But was it nice? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did enjoy it. It was nice.
Okay,
It was
that's good.
some it was some spaghetti with chicken and broccoli.
I haven't eaten today, so you're making me a bit jealous now. But that's fine. Sorry about that. Thank you. Okay. How is the bootcamp going?
It's going pretty well. I think we definitely like the Brooklyn setup a little bit better. I think um just a little bit more convenient. But in Romania, things are things are really cold here. It's like it's been like maybe 5 degrees Celsius every night the past couple days, and the AC doesn't really work here. So at night we kind of have to open a window. So it's either really hot or really cold, just depending on how it is outside.
What do you do at the bootcamp besides playing Dota?
Um, I actually play. Besides playing Dota, I generally try to work out every day at the gym, and then sometimes I play some League of Legends with my other friends, just to play something other than Dota, because Dota is like the only thing I really play for like 12 hours a day. So it
Understandable.
can get pretty stale after a while, so it's nice to take a little break sometimes.
You transitioned to position 5 from 4. How do you feel about that one?
My transition has been pretty smooth. I would say I've been enjoying the position 5. Get to play a lot of safe lane. Now that I play in the safe lane more, I also play more carry. Just because when someone else wants to take position 5, I'll get to play carry. I get to learn a little bit more about from the carry perspective, and it's been like a pretty refreshing experience thus far. Because I used to do that when I was in the off lane. When someone else wants to play position 4, I would play position 3. But I've been having a lot of fun playing some carries here and there in pubs.
I have a community question about this. What was the hardest part about transitioning to this leadership role? And do you think you did a good job in taking over that role?
I think the transition has been pretty smooth. I've done a little bit more than I used to be before, in terms of preparation and communication with the team. But I don't think I've done like anything out of the ordinary than I normally did before on the team. And I think AUI has kind of stepped up and done a lot more for the team as well. And he's been able to fill the gap that the space was that the void was left with the departure of Fada. And I think he's done the best job out of everyone in filling the gap and kind of taking a big step for the betterment of the team. So I'm very grateful for and happy for him.
Sounds like a pretty good teamwork you have over there.
Indeed, indeed.
How is the communication working in your team? When you have competitive games, are you the one who are making all of the calls, or is it like the whole team is making calls, or how's it working?
Everyone makes the calls depending on the situation in the game, and we try to make it happen. But sometimes I make some general calls, or like this is where everyone will play around, or if I'm not sure, I would ask people what they want to do. What do you guys want to do? Where do you want to play? And then like kind of ask some thought-provoking questions to get people on the same page. And I think it's been pretty effective thus far, and obviously we're gonna have to still work and improve on it, because I think communication is something that every team can always improve on,
Yeah.
just like their gameplay. And there's always ways to make it more efficient and for each other, understand each other better.
Okay. Let's leave the DPC season behind us, and I have another question for you. What is the strongest hero to gain MMR in this patch for every position?
Every position. So you want 5 heroes, right? Like one to five.
Yeah.
Um, I think the easiest hero to play in game MMR is probably Tiny for position 1. For mid, it's probably probably for me it's like either Ember or Void Spirit, one of the spirits. They're pretty easy to play, very strong hero. And then for position 3. Actually, I changed my. It should be Death Prophet for both position 2 and 3. The hero is just very busted and very strong. You can take a very early objectives, and as long as you have a good lane, you also scale incredibly well into the deep late game. And then for position 4, I think Techies is a pretty terrifying hero. Yes, he's a very strong hero, and he does so much damage. He's super annoying to play against. So if you play good Techies, you're gonna be in good hands and climbing MMR. I think for position 5, let's see. I think Pugna has been doing pretty well. I think Pugna is a very easy hero to play, and he's incredibly strong at the 5 position right now.
Okay, we cut the position 4 part out of it.
No problem, no problem. people don't want to hear that,
No,
I feel him. Techie is.
I feel him in my games already. Thanks. Okay, what does Dota mean to you personally?
What Dota means to me?
Yeah.
I think Dota has just become more or less a passion. Initially, it was just a hobby of mine, and now it's just like I strive to be the best because I want to win and do well at the international. It's been a goal of mine ever since Navi held up the trophy at the very first TI. I was very inspired back then by Puppy, Dendi, Light of Heaven, Arzart, and who am I missing? I'm missing the position 4. The position 4 player back then. So anyways, so after that, I was like, dang, this could be me, and I worked very hard. I got the beta into Dota just a few months after the first international, and I started playing ever since, and it's been a heavy grind for the first couple of years, and I made my first TI at TI 3 after 2 years of playing Dota 2. So I was very pleased with the result, and I haven't been able to place better than the top 8 ever since. So I am still working towards doing better and better to make that dream happen.
I asked you before we had this call if you prefer Marvel or DC, and I'm pretty happy that you said Marvel. What is the best Marvel hero or character?
Best character?
Yeah.
I think most people would say it's probably Iron Man. He's probably the most iconic in the recent all the Marvel series, especially with his departure. It's kind of like solidifies as probably be as like one of the best heroes of all time right now. Of course, public opinion and it will change, but I think Robert Downey Jr. is such a lovable personality. His character, he's done such a great job with the character. It's hard not to like it.
You don't believe me how happy I am about this answer?
Well, it's kind of expected, I think most people say Iron Man.
I had enough discussion about Captain America, and I was like, no, it has to be Iron Man, guys. And which Marvel hero or character would your teammates be?
Would my teammates be?
Yeah.
So Skitter would probably be a good Iron Man, because Iron Man always had a lot of funny moments and sense of humor. I think Skitter definitely has that in him. I think 9 would resemble a lot of Daredevil. He's got a pretty good strong sense of right and wrong, and he kind of he do things his way, and he has his own ideas of how to play the mid lane, and it's very unique. Like he's been kind of a trendsetter for the mid lane for quite a few heroes, like Winter Wyvern and Keeper of the Light, which is pretty interesting. For Saksa, to me he's kind of like Captain America, even though that he's not as bulky as he is, but he is very tall. He is 6'9", which is 203 cm, which is crazy. It's like I've never had a teammate as tall as Saksa, and I every time he's in like the car or in a plane, it's just such a unpleasant experience because of his extreme height. It makes it very difficult for him to stay in those like uncomfortable seats for extended periods. And then last but not least would be 33. Maybe he would be Deadpool, because I think the way views the game and sees it, there's quite a bit of similarities, overlap between him and Deadpool. Deadpool's had the personality, and it's similar to how his heroes. He has the heroes that he likes and enjoys. They're quite different from how anyone else would do it.
But what about you?
Myself,
Yeah.
who would I be? I don't know. I like Spider-Man. Maybe I'll just be Spider-Man.
It's cool.
Peter
Yeah.
Parker speaks to me.
Okay. Let's get away from Marvel and go to the Dota and the League anime. Which one was better?
I honestly thought the League anime was better. I think the animation was done a lot better in the League of Legends series than Dota. I wasn't a big fan of how art and everything was. I'm not sure how differently they're done because I'm not experienced in this aspect. And I think also the storyline. I thought the Dota storyline was kind of stale, and even though I play a lot of Dota and understand a lot of Dota lore, it just wasn't that interesting to me. But the League one, I think it had a lot more depth into it, and I quite enjoy the Imagine Dragon music and everything that they have done. So I thought it's just a better quality of art.
What is your favorite childhood memory?
Childhood memory.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if this is like my favorite, but this has definitely been my most memorable. It definitely taught me a lesson on not acting out. I think when I was a kid, there was a time, I think I was about 5 or 6 at the time, maybe even younger. It's just I didn't enjoy what my grandmother made for dinner, so I was kind of making a big fuzz out of it and refusing to eat. And then I kind of got spanked for it, and I was put in my place. And ever since, I was like, okay, you can't be acting out like this, otherwise, it's not good. And that was like the most pain and suffering I was ever received, and it was inflicted upon me, and taught me a valuable lesson in life.
Interesting how I'm asking about your favorite childhood memory and you come up with that story.
Oh, it puts a smile on my face nowadays because I was just like, oh, I was such a dumbass back then.
Are you ready for a major with the crowd again? It's been 2 years.
It has been a long time, but I think the majors, even though with the crowd, I think it's not the same as TI. I think the arena and the sheer number of people is just so many more in TI. So we'll see how big this arena is gonna be and how many people are gonna be there. But I'm not sure if it's gonna be creating the same feeling as if it's like the TI experience.
But looking forward to it anyway, or would you prefer to play that one online as well?
I'm definitely looking for it. I think I enjoy LANs. I enjoy seeing my competitors. I think it's something that has been lost over the COVID periods. You just don't get to see anyone. It's nice to put a face to a name,
Okay, what's the feeling when you walk to the stage and people are cheering at you and they're probably wearing Tundra merch? How does it feel?
I mean, I think it definitely is a bit nerve-wracking. I think for me, myself, even though I've played numerous number of LANs, I still can get nervous. I just think it's normal, and I think even the best players, the most experienced players on LAN will still get a little bit of nerves here and there. Because you're nervous because you care, or like, you don't want to disappoint people. It's definitely there's a certain aspect of that to it.
Is there anything that you want to tell the community?
I just want to thank you guys for supporting, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little segment, and thank you so much for watching.
Okay, then thanks for your time.
Thank you. I'm gonna go practice a little bit with scrims now. See you
Okay.
pretty soon. Thank you.